Hello, I'm Eli from 2D Array, and today I'm going to talk about the 0.1.1 patch for Observatory. If you don't know what that is, you can check out our trailer and Steam page by going to observatoryvr.com. This is our first patch after launching on Early Access, and it's almost entirely based on requests from our earliest of early adopters. So first of all, I'd like to give a big thanks to everyone who gave us feedback, and also to everyone who's bought the game so far. Now, first up is Vive controller support. When I was laying out the core concepts for the games in the pack, it was long enough ago that we didn't really know what the released VR hardware was going to look like. Particularly, we didn't know what peripherals people would have. At the time, I viewed VR motion controllers as an add-on for an add-on, and I didn't really expect them to account for a huge slice of the user base. But now that the Vive is released, it's clear that motion controls are a vital piece of their platform, and often the wands are the reason that people bought a Vive instead of an Oculus in the first place. A Reddit user named Lager Dalek explained this to me in a way that made a whole lot of sense. So, in the interest of supporting all common input types, you can now use our in-game menus with a wand as a laser pointer, and you can play hamster slide with a point-to-steer setup. Now, if you think motion controls are stupid, don't worry. The keyboard and gamepad still work the same as before, and you can switch between input types at any time. But you generally shouldn't have to, because everything in the default branch functions with any common input setup, from a Vive with wands to a keyboard and mouse with a standard monitor. Next, we addressed a horrible audio stutter in the music video. A really horrible audio stutter in a music video of all places. I kind of feel like a jackass for letting this get through in the first place, but it should be pretty thoroughly fixed now. The problem was an audio-video syncing method that was salvaged from a fast-forwarding tool that I made while working on the video. When part of the tool noticed that the animation was being fast-forwarded, it would jump the audio forward to catch it up. This ended up accidentally serving as a retimer to keep regular playback in sync too, even when the fast-forward wasn't being used. Now, doing audio retiming like this was dumb, super dumb. Jumping the music playhead forward or backward, even by a tiny amount, is a terrible idea because it causes pops and stutters pretty much no matter what you do. The newer, better method is to adjust the animation's playback speed instead. This seems super obvious to me now, but, hindsight is 2020. It's safe to make the animation run slightly faster or slightly slower than normal because, unlike the audio track, the animation doesn't change pitch. Now, I also did a bit of optimization in the music video with the help of the Steam VR profiler. A few scenes were using too many transparent objects layered on top of each other, and this is really bad news for current graphics cards. Motion controls and fixing the nasty audio stutter were the main focus of the patch, but there are a couple of other little changes too. We fixed some broken post-processing in the music video. Oculus users were getting a weird glow around their peripherals, and Vive users weren't getting any post-processing at all. These problems are fixed now, and we also added in an ambient occlusion filter to the music video's super graphic setting. This is the same filter that we're already using in the hamster slide. Now finally, I updated the hamster slide tutorial to make it a little smoother to play. A segment or two were taking a little too long to get through, which seemed like a really bad introduction to a racing game, and it was looking kind of barren with only ramps. So now it spawns buildings and other props in the same way as the normal track, and the boost collection speed is higher than normal. These things both help to avoid like an awkward stall when a new player is required to fill a certain amount of their boost bar before moving on. Now, if you've already bought Observatory, you can opt in to get patches before they're available on the default branch. This also gives you access to the remaining two games, but note that these two, Antibody and The Island, are still some kinds of prototype, and they don't have working VR support yet. At the moment, they only run in a normal screen or the Oculus 0.7 runtime, and I don't recommend that anybody rolls back to that, but we'll get these remaining games updated to the current VR software soon. Now, if you'd like to opt into the beta branch, you can do it by right-clicking on Observatory in your Steam library, then picking Properties, going to the Betas tab, and switching from Default to Unpolished. You can switch back and forth whenever you want, and your Steam will update your game folder for you. This patch also updates our demo version, which is just the music video. Later on, we'll be adding passive previews to the 3 other games to the demo so people can get a better idea of what the gameplay looks like and how they run on their machines. But that's all talk for now. Now, up next, we'll mostly be getting back into Antibody, our microscopic horror action space jet game, to push it toward a state where it's ready for default access. I'm also going to be spending some more time fiddling with the island's physics-based neuro-evolving kangaroo critters. They're still kind of goofy looking right now, but even so, I'm excited about the potential. Anyway, that's all for now. I will see you next time.